From the nation's capital, Senator Lee Metcalf and his Washington report to the people of Montana.
On behalf of the Migratory Bird Conservation Commission, of which I'm a member, I have introduced a bill in the Senate to extend the federal program of land acquisition for waterfowl refuges. Congressman Dingell of Michigan introduced a companion bill in the House of Representatives. In 1961, Congress, in response to requests from sportsmen, enacted a 7-year program which authorized the advance of up to $105 million for acquisition of some 2.5 million acres of waterfowl refuges. The advance is being repaid with receipts from the sale of duck stamps. During the first 4 years of this program, the Bureau of Sport, Fisheries, and Wildlife acquired or negotiated purchase contracts on more than 500,000 acres of land. In the remaining 3 years, it is anticipated that an additional 750,000 acres will be acquired. But even at this rate, the program will still fall short of the goal Congress set when it was approved 4 years ago. The bill we've introduced will preserve our migratory waterfowl, which is threatened by drought and drainage of wetlands. Duck hunting is not only enjoyable for thousands of sportsmen, but it also makes a significant economic contribution to our economy. A survey revealed that duck hunters spend almost $89.5 million per annum. But in recent years, been because there are less duck hunters, because the number of duck stamps sold each year have been increasing. The difference has been due to drought and drainage. The important mid-continent waterfowl breeding areas of the United States and Canada were hit by drought in 1959. In 1955, there were some 6 million ponds in the southern part of the prairie provinces of Canada. 7 years later, there were only about 1 million. The duck population dropped by some 40% during the drought, and the decrease in some important species, such as mallards, was even greater. More mallards were shot in 1958 by American and Canadian hunters than were in the entire fall flight of 1962. The mallard population, estimated at 13 million birds in 1958, was less than 6 million last year. The drainage of marshes for farm improvements, for community growth and development, and highway construction is another factor which has made the fate of waterfowl uncertain. It is difficult, of course, to do anything about drought, but we can and should do something about preserving and providing adequate wetlands. In the prairie pothole region of Minnesota and the Dakotas, agricultural drainage mopped up an average of more than 156,000 acres a year between 1959 and 1964. Many national wildlife refuges are often directly responsible for good hunting on adjacent land. As the number of areas to protect this public resource by passing the Duck Stamp Act 4 years ago by providing for advances against the receipts from that act. It is time for us to take further action before it is too late by extending the is a step in that direction. Thank you, and goodbye from Washington.
Senator Lee Metcalf's Washington Report is a public service feature of this station.